You know what, world? It'd be really freaking nice if you could stop freaking out and breaking for one goddamn minute. I'm the Chris who plays games. This is your CPG rant of the evening. Every time we turn around, there is another disaster befalling us, whether it's nuclear in origin or weather related, whether it is caused by social injustice or the mere fact that our democracy is crumbling around us. We constantly and repeatedly are facing dire and drastic threats to the survival of the human species these days. All I want to do is post a goddamn cute cat picture. All I want to do is take a goddamn step back from everything broken in the world and attempt to figure out how to win a video game. All I want to do is sit back and be able to post a funny GIF, and instead, GIF? Graphics. GIF. Graphics. GIF. I don't know. It's not the peanut butter. Peanut butter's GIF. Alright, good. All I want to do is post a funny GIF, and instead I've got to, find another way to support people affected by another disaster created by the ongoing changes in climate that we face today. I am constantly facing a lack of energy to feel empathy for the people who are suffering grave injustice because of the flaws in the world, whether it is the people in Puerto Rico whose infrastructure has been destroyed, whether it is the Virgin Islands who've lost 90% of all the buildings on several of them, whether it's the people of Florida or Houston, whether it is the people who are routinely and repeatedly affected by systemic racism and bigotry throughout the world, whether it is the people who are no longer able to travel back and forth to see their families in countries identified by some random peon somewhere in DHS as being evil for no goddamn reason, or whether I am suffering under the whims of our madman of a president affecting the dictator of a country with nuclear weapons. I cannot for one moment turn my back and just do something just a little bit enjoyable without feeling guilty for not being able to fix all the problems in the world. When in reality, of course, nobody can fix all the problems in the world. In reality, of course, no one can do everything. In reality, of course, these are going to be problems whether I help solve them or not. But it's so hard. It's so hard to get to the end of the day and realize there's so many injustices that you can't possibly fix, so many rights you can't possibly wrong. Wait, no, strike that, reverse it. So many wrongs you can't possibly help right. The world is a scary place, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I'm not affected by the weather-related disasters that are taking us out. I'm lucky that I don't have to worry about the 100-year earthquake that's going to demolish most of Southern California. I'm lucky that I don't have to worry about many of these things that are affecting my friends and family. That the worst thing that I have to think about is how to help these people from afar. I'm lucky that my family is here, or not in a targeted minority. I am lucky that I am not affected by the systemic racism and bigotry in this country and growing around the world. I'm lucky in many ways. The nearest nationally elected representative to my hometown, who is a Republican, would live 5 hours away from here. I live in a bubble of extreme privilege, and I don't question that or set that aside, but every time I turn around, I feel empathy for another group of people affected by the terrible decisions of people from the top all the way on down. From the limited and slow support of Donald Trump in helping recover the island of Puerto Rico, where 3.5 million American citizens are likely to be without power for months, while fighting a trivial war with the NFL over whether or not players should kneel, while attempting to restrict First Amendment rights for no reason other than because he feels like it, while those people stand up and try to, in a peaceful and respectful way, say, please, stop killing us. Stop engaging in systemic racism and bigotry. Stop engaging in police violence and brutality. Stop. It's not an attack on the flag, a flag that is only respected in the way that it is at National Football League games because the government paid millions of dollars to football leagues to create pageants out of singing the national anthem at football games. Fuck off! Kneeling peacefully in a form of protest is not something that you should be getting your fucking nose up in. You've got bigger problems, sir. And as I look around trying to find a nonprofit that is operating in Puerto Rico or able to operate in Puerto Rico that I can help people with, as I look around and see that our social security and welfare system has become an individual action as our government has fallen apart in everything from healthcare to social welfare to response from disaster recovery to everything else, as I look around and see that senators are more concerned about kicking 30 million people off of healthcare in order to give a tax cut to billionaires than saving American citizens living on an island devastated by a hurricane caused in part by climate change, because we can't get our heads out of our asses enough to realize that Mother Nature is not the problem, humanity is. I don't have the resources to do that. And I am so thankful for the individuals who have resources to help. And I have done what I can to offer resources to help, to reach out to affected families, to reach out to affected communities, to reach out and offer whatever we can. But part of the reason why we have a federal government is to promote for the common welfare, to protect all of us for our betterment. And whether we're protected from institutional violence from our law enforcement agencies, or whether we're protected in response from disaster recovery, or whether we're protected from a million other things going on a daily basis, or whether we're simply protected from going back to war with a desperate tyrant over some ill-advised tweets. I'm so exhausted. When all I really want to do is play some goddamn video games. From the Chris Who Plays Games, this is your CPG rant of the evening.